Welcome back, Digimon fans. Today we got even more new leaks for BT08 New Hero upcoming set for Japan. And once again, all speculation for us in the English version, but really cool stuff, as today we got some even more new leaks on November 5th today, and I'm excited to go through. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna go through all these from top to bottom, and then we'll stop at where we left off from last time. If you guys haven't watched the news leaks from last section of BT8, definitely check it out. I'll leave a link at the top right here, so be sure to click on that and watch that as well. And today is just really a live reaction of what are these cards doing, and it's just really cool. So let's just get right into it. So right here, first off, for today we have a BB-mon, which is the baby Digi-Egg version of Pulsemon. It has a heritable effect of opponent's turn. While all my Digimon are suspended, this Digimon gains 1000 DP. Okay, so that's pretty interesting, and yeah, pretty surprised to see Pulsemon to be in a green, because it was debuted from as yellow, and now we have this new Pulsemon, which doesn't have a main effect, but it has a inheritable, where both turns for each of your other suspended Digimon, this Digimon gains 1000 DP. So that's really interesting. I'm wondering if we're going to be getting more. I'm pretty sure we are, though, honestly. We're going to be getting more of the Pulsemon evolution line for this route in green specifically, and pretty interesting in how it pans out. But this is just really the beginning phase of the Pulsemon, so we're going to find out more as we go. Now, yesterday for November 4th, now this is really cool, because we got a, well, right here, it's in Japanese translation, it's Belia or Belio Phantomon. So, but this one's actually, yeah, this should be MaloMyotismon in English, and it's got a lot of effects, which is really cool. First of all, it costs 4 to digivolve, so still on the relatively expensive side, but it has 12k DP. This art was just amazing, how they combined like both red and blue fire together on the side. I just really like it, really cool. When I first saw this, it was just like wow, and it's a super rare too, for purple. Anyways, effect on play. If you have 5 or more cards with Phantomon in their name in your trash, I think it's supposed to mean like Devimon, or Myotismon, I'm not too sure. I'm not entirely sure of the translation, but if you guys know, let me know. In their name, in your trash, delete one of your opponent's unsuspended Digimon and trash 1 card from the top of their security stack. Now, that's really insanely powerful. Just on play, you basically, is it on play? Because it's kind of confusing, because, yeah, that's on play, yeah, because I was just reading in Japanese. I can read a little bit, and it looked like it was when digivolving, but no, it wasn't. It's on play. So yeah, so they want you to hard play this card, and I'm very sure with the whole MaloMyotis package from what we currently have, we can easily sort of like bring him back easily, and just hard play him on play via the effects of the other Digimon that we currently have for purple. Anyways, effect number 2. When digivolving, trash the top 5 cards of your deck. Then if you have a card with Phantomon in your trash, gain +1 memory. Then if you have, okay, so you only gain 1 memory. I thought it was going to be each. That would be pretty interesting, but you get a trash top 5. Really cool. So it has both versatilities. You can either on-play this or digivolve this to set up your combos for later on. Okay, that's really interesting. Next we have the option and a tamer, which are dedicated for MaloMyotismon. So first we have Pandemonium Flame. Its effect, main effect, is a 2-cost purple option. By deleting one of your Digimon, delete one of your opponent's unsuspended Digimon with level equal or lower than your deleted Digimon. Okay, pretty good. So you basically trade sort of 1 for 1, and the higher level Digimon you delete, the higher level Digimon you can delete your opponents as well. Security effect. Just delete one of your opponent's unsuspended Digimon. Now, this is pretty insane, just because you can just delete anything. That's basically a trump sword. Yeah, it's basically a trump sword, I'd say. Really cool. Next, we have Oikawa Yukio. So that's the character from the Digimon Adventure 02 as sort of the main villain of the series, and he does a lot of things too. Excuse me. When your Digimon with Phantomon is deleted, you may suspend this tamer to gain +1 memory. Okay, both turns too. And then the effect number 2 is end of the opponent's turn. If this tamer is suspended, by deleting this tamer, you may play a MaloMyotismon, exactly this one, from your trash without paying its memory cost. So, okay, that's really good. So basically exactly what I mentioned. There's probably some built-in cards that basically help you on play this card, so you don't have to hard play it for 13 memory costs. You know, it's not very viable that way. And yes, that's really good. So, okay, at the end of opponent's turn, so you can delete this tamer. And basically play. That's really good. Security, play this card without cost. 3 cost right there. So yeah, definitely a package deal that you definitely must have. So that's all the MaloMyotismon that we have so far. Now, moving on to November 3rd, we got a little bit of more leaks of other just like generic cards. We got Bancho, Mamemon. I understand that there's going to be more Mamemon related support coming in, so you can build a Mamemon deck, and that looks pretty cool, you know, with the bats and all that. I never seen this Digimon before. But anyways, when Digivolving, review the top 3 cards of your deck for each of your opponent's Digimon. So basically, if you're okay, so I'm reading the wording. It looks like, so if our opponent has 2 Digimon, we get to review 6 instead. That's sort of how I'm anticipating it at the moment. You may play a card with Mamemon in its name that has a play cost of 10 or lower without paying its cost. Trash the remaining cards. So he can't, obviously you can't play himself because he's 11. He's costing 3 to Digivolve, and so you basically get to swarm the field with more Mamemons based on how many Digimon your opponent has in their battle area. So effect number 2, when you have another Digimon with Mamemon in play, this Digimon gets secreted +1. Very simple. Okay, so that's cool. Okay, good to see more. Next we have a Kyukimon, and this came from, believe the Venomous Violet starter deck, and now we're getting this one in BT8, and this time this is a dual color Digimon, so offering as just a vanilla, nothing really much, but you know, probably gonna see some play if you guys, or if anyone wants to build deck based on the Jogress or DNA Digivolution, because you probably need to utilize both colors. I'm not entirely sure, but that will really come when the actual set comes out and see who actually plays it. Now, November 2nd, that was like 3 days ago, and I was super excited to find out about this, because right here, we are getting basically sort of black/red support from the Black Agumon line, and I'm just super excited for this. So first off, we have an Agumon right here. On play, review the top 4 cards of your deck and add 1 Greymon in its name or Dragonkin in its type to your hand. And then return the remaining cards to the bottom of your deck. So basically just a straight up search her for yourself. Now the really cool thing is it can be digivolved on top of a black or red, which will have a lot of red synergies. You know, really cool. You can start splashing in red cards, or make a, I can sort of starting to see like you can build like a red/black deck coming up, and it's just gonna be really interesting and cool. Anyways, we got a Greymon, and it's nice, you know, sort of dark color theme going on, but they just call it Greymon. I wonder why they don't call it Black Agumon or BlackWargreymon, but anyways, it doesn't have a main effect. You know, just a generic 2 cost to Digivolve, and then 5 to hard play, and you get 6k. That's equivalent to like a blocker, but it doesn't have blocker. Inherited, opponent's turn. If you have a red Digimon in play, this Digimon gains blocker. Okay, so yeah, that basically makes the Digimon above it a blocker. So really interesting, and both of these are black, so they're not like dual colors or not, but now we got something even more interesting right here, and I'm super stoked to learn about this one. As soon as I saw this, for you guys who don't know, BlackWargreymon is one of my favorite Digimon of all time, and it's just so cool seeing this, and we get a BlackWargreymon, and it makes sense because he was also one of the very prominent villains in the Digimon 02 series and season, so makes total sense. Anyways, let's go right into it. So he's a 4 cost to Digivolve on top, so still expensive on the side, and then it has 12k DP, 12 to hard play, but you never really want to do that. Anyways, BlackWargreymon. When Digivolving, when this Digimon has a red card in his Digivolution cards, choose one of your opponent's Digimon, a black card in its Digivolution cards, choose one of your opponent's Tamer with a combined play cost of up to 6, and delete those selected cards. Okay, when this has a red, okay, it's a little bit confusing, the wording, you know. If there's a red in your source, you can choose one of your opponent's Digimon with a combined cost. If it has a black in its source, you can choose your opponent's Tamer. Okay, interesting. Oh, interesting. So this is one of the new cards that we're going to be getting that deletes Tamers. Now, the only Tamer deleter that I sort of know is basically Zord Defeat for this entire time. So we get a new person or new Digimon that deletes Tamers, which is really cool. Play cost up to 6. Tamers are mostly play cost of 3, so maybe you can delete up to 2. I'm not too sure. Wording is a little bit confusing right here as I'm reading this, so I definitely need the official English translation when it comes, but nonetheless, really cool. He's a dual color Digimon. He's black and red. Effect number 2, both turns and once per turn, when opponent's Digimon is deleted, you may unsuspend this Digimon. So I see how it goes. So basically you want to attack, and then with the Digimon underneath first, and then Digivolve on top of it, delete something, and then you get to unsuspend. Really, really cool. Okay. And then next we have Dark Gaia Force, and another amazing art right here. Really, really cool. 8 cost to play. Choose any number of your opponent's Digimon whose total costs up to 15 and delete them. So not as good as Gaia Force, because Gaia Force instantly just lets you delete anything that you wish. But again, this is a dual color option, so black and red. And then Security, destroy one of your opponent's Digimon with a play cost of 15 or less. Okay, so very similar. So it basically means allowing you deleting anything, but there's nothing that's really like above hard play cost of 15 at the moment. So I guess I treat it as a Gaia Force, specifically for the archetype of playing black and red decks, essentially, I'd say. Pretty interesting. Anyways, next we have Cyclomon right here. Cyclomon is basically just inheritable. When attacking, delete one of your opponent's Digimon with 2000 DP or lower. That's all it does. Level 4. And then MaloGreymon, which I'm very sure, you know, this is the one that you want to be playing underneath the BlackWargreymon, or Digivolving this into the BlackWargreymon. When Digivolving, one of your opponent's Digimon gets de-Digivolve 1. That's really good. Then delete one of your opponent's Digimon with 3000 DP or lower. So you can de-Digivolve one thing and then delete like a vanilla or a little rookie on the side. Really good. You can de-Digivolve that Digimon, and then if it underneath is a rookie, sort of that's 3000 DP or lower, you can delete that as well. So instantly removes it. However, it's really expensive for a level 5. This is the first time we've seen a level 5 that costs 4 for Digivolving. Usually it only costs 3, but I guess it packs a lot of effects, which makes it worth it because it also has an inherited. Your turn. If this Digimon has Dragonkin or Machine its type, this Digimon can attack your opponent's unsuspended Digimon. Very nice. Okay, very cool. And people are hyping about this because the BT2 or BT1 BlackWargreymon can probably come back and be played alongside with this deck. But Digivolve for 4. I mean, Noki is going to be very relevant, I think. Just saying, maybe, to reduce the cost. But anyways, now to November 1st. We got lots of stuff to cover, guys, so I appreciate your patience, but you know, we want to talk about everything as much as possible in one go. So I'm going to go a little faster here, because now we're going back to the armored Digimon. So we got a Armaldomon, where you can basically, no, sorry, not Armaldomon. I forgot this guy's name. Digimon, sorry, yes, Digimon. Oh, it stays right here, right? My bad. Anyways, Digimon. You can Digivolve on top of Armaldomon for 2 costs instead. Level 4, Armor Purge. Same thing, Armor Purge basically means, you know, if this Digimon gets deleted, you can basically delete the top one and, you know, keep everything at the bottom surviving, basically. Anyways, when attacking, one of your opponent's suspended Digimon gets minus 3000 DP for the turn. Okay, interesting. And then we have its tamer, Hida Iori. Or is it Lori? Iori. If you have a yellow Digimon in play, memory +1 at the start of your turn. Your turn, when your Digimon with 2 or more colors attacks, you may rest this tamer to give one of your opponent's Digimon minus 2000 DP for the turn. So with these 2 cards combined together, you can basically minus 5000 DP to one of your opponent's Digimon, and then you can run into it and take out basically something, essentially. So that's really good. Or you can run into Security and then take out a opponent's Digimon that is 5k DP total. So pretty interesting. I think this is gonna be really good card. And then next we have here Submarinemon, which is the other Digivolution from Armaldomon. Again, Digivolve cost for 2, Armor Purge, we all know what it does. When Digivolving, trash one of Digivolution sources from one of your opponent's Digimon. Then one of your opponent's Digimon without Digivolution sources minus 3000 DP. So we can see a lot of like mixed, because these are like mixed colors now, we can see the mixed types of effects combining together. Blue is really known for trashing sources, and then yellow is known for minusing DP, and now you get to do both together, which is really cool. Now, moving to this option right here, which is really awesome, which is obviously made for Imperialmon Fighter mode. We got Giga Death right here. I'm not sure how that's going to translate into English. Maybe they'll keep the same, but I think Giga Death sounds a bit weird in English, maybe. I'm not sure. Don't know what they called it in the show. But anyways, rest one of your opponent's Digimon. Then choose up to 10 of your opponent's rested Digimon and send it to the bottom of the deck in any order. So it's almost basically like an instant Nidhogg, essentially. But it costs 9. So, yeah. Very expensive. Anyways, in its security, rest one of your opponent's Digimon. Then choose one of your opponent's rested Digimon and send it bottom to the deck. Okay, interesting. So you basically get to send stuff to the bottom of the deck. That's really what it does. Just like Nidhogg. Not sure how this pans out, but maybe, you know, a great one-of for an option. I'm not sure. But really cool card still nonetheless, because it's made for, yeah, Imperialmon. Now, in Halloween, we got a review. Well, Halloween's passed already, but, you know, during Halloween, we got a review of this really awesome cool card. And, yeah, she just looks really cool. We got a Phantomon fall down mode, and I never knew there was this thing, because I knew there was Seraphimon fall down mode, and we haven't got that yet, and that'll be really cool when we do. But this is a big one. So it's both purple and yellow. Digivolve for 4, 12,000 DP, pretty standard. You can Digivolve on top of a Phantomon at 2 cost instead, so that's really good too. Effect number 1, when Digivolving, if this card is a purple card in its Digivolution sources, delete one of your opponent's level 4 or lower Digimon. If there is a yellow card, you get to recover it +1. Okay, that's really good. I guess if you have both, then you get to do both. Awesome. Yeah, Jogress Digivolution is going to be a huge thing, like a huge change in the whole game. Everyone's probably going to be playing on it, I'm pretty sure of. That's power creep with this whole new mechanic. Anyways, effect number 2, on deletion, you may play a purple or yellow level 4 or lower Digimon from your trash without paying its memory cost. Okay, so that's pretty good. You can bring out blockers, you can bring out like a whole bunch of stuff, which is very versatile because level 4 can do a lot of things. I like this card. And then we have Flame Health Scythe as the option. 6 cost to play. Main, one of your opponent's Digimon gets minus 6,000 DP for the turn, so that's like the yellow part of it. Then you can play one yellow or purple Digimon with 6,000 DP or less from your trash without paying its memory cost. Okay, pretty good. Interesting. And then security, activate this card's main effect. Okay. Yeah, artwork is just amazing. I can't wait. And again, it's a super rare card, so it's just can't wait to get, you know, see these eventually coming for English version. Anyways, on October 30th, then we get some like generic vanillas. We got a cheap 2 cost drop for blue, but a expensive hard play but higher DP. We got a generic just level 3 vanilla Ikakumon. That's really it. Were rookie rush strategies right here. I'm not sure for green. Anyways, 29th October. Now we got a V-mon. Now the V-mon is really interesting. First, I like this artwork and you know, the whole half thing it's doing with this, like, you know, going really fast and the red beam and the shadow. I love this artwork. Very nicely and well done. You can see all the new Mamemons like flying around from how fast he was or crushing into the boulder. Why not? Anyways, it can Digivolve on top of a green or blue Digimon. So that's one cool thing. But you have a on-play effect, so you just want to hard play this for 3 costs mostly. Review the top 4 cards of your deck. Add a 2 color blue card to your hand. Okay, so you add 1 and then return the remaining to the bottom in any order. Okay, so basically a generic searcher. Now we have Black Gatomon or Black Tailmon. This is great because it's basically 5 costs to play, but 6,000 DP. And it has rush, so you will probably want to hard play this. And already right here, this card combos super well with a Phantomon right here, fall down mode, because you can bring this out and then do rush. That's all it does. And then on top of that, if you Digivolve on top of it, the Digimon gets retaliation, so that's really good. So you really don't want to Digivolve this usually, but it is a 3 cost to Digivolve for a level 4, and that's really expensive. So it does cost a lot in the beginning because you do want to Digivolve to set up and then sort of like build your stack and then have this end up in your trash somewhere, so then you can start using it. So interesting. Now here I got another really exciting one, and I'm super excited because this is more Alphamon related support right here. We got Eternal Dragon King Blades. No, sorry, right, okay, so that's the option, sorry. Let's talk about the Digimon first. We have Oriomon. Oriomon is black, level 6, whole bunch of effects. Cost for the Digivolve. Man, all the megas nowadays are getting more and more expensive, but I guess it's definitely necessary because it prevents power creeping, and they do so much, and cost of 4 is absolutely fair, honestly. Anyways, effect 1, Digivolving. By putting one X-antibody card from your hand to the bottom of this Digivolution sources, delete one of your opponent's Digimon with play cost 7 or lower. That's great. Effect number 2, once per turn, during your turn, when your Digimon's Digivolution cards is increased by your effects until the end of your opponent's next turn, this Digimon gets 2000 more DP and cannot be deleted by your opponent's effects. So he can go up to 14, essentially, and swing him very safely. And it also has a inheritable end of attack. Once per turn, if this Digimon has Alphamon in its name, unsuspend this Digimon. So you can play Alphamon on top of it. Not on top of it, sorry. You want to play Alphamon and use its X-antibody sort of mechanics to put Oriomon underneath somehow, and then basically gain all those effects. Really, really interesting. I really like how they really, you know, have a black now has a really interesting mechanic to start playing. You know, like, you know, adding more sources. That's like the opposite of blue, taking out sources, or opposite of Digiburst too. You know, you just put more stacks of effects, and black can go crazy with their stacks. Anyways, with the option for cost, Eternal Dragon King Blades. Main D-Digivolve 1 to one of your opponent's Digimon, then you can place one X-antibody card from your hand to the bottom of one of your black X-antibody Digimon to destroy one of your opponent's Digimon with play cost 4 or less. Okay. And then security D-Digivolve 1 to your opponent's Digimon, then destroy your opponents with play cost 4 or less. Okay, so yeah. So basically deleting stuff and just adding more sources into your X-antibody black stacks. Right here, we got Ryodamon. On play, reveal top 3, searcher, add 1 X-antibody, or a Rujimusha, which is tamer right here for X-antibody, return to the remaining to the bottom. Inheritable, both turns, when this Digimon has X-antibody in its type, it gains decoy. Okay, interesting as well. And then we got Yujimusha. When your Digimon with X-antibody moves from your raising area to battle area, gain a memory and draw 1 card. So a 3-cost tamer right here. I can see you definitely want to play, you know, at least 2 or 3 of these, maybe 2, definitely, to help out. Draw is great, honestly. Effect number 2, when your black Digimon with X-antibody attacks, you may suspend this tamer to put an X-antibody card from your hand to the bottom as more sources. So, you know, there's so many ways to keep adding and adding and adding to your sources where you really just focus on relying on 1 stack at that point. Not something I really personally like. I mean, it's great when you get really, really powerful, but once you lose that 1 stack, you're gone, essentially. So, yeah, pretty interesting how black has became very, very different now. You start to, you know, its original identity is like supposed to be reboot, blocker, you know, all these kind of like, you know, slow game pace right here. But now with these kind of like adding stuff underneath, really, really accelerates the deck. And, you know, every turn, the Digimon you have just gets stronger and stronger and stronger and stronger and becomes unstoppable, I guess, at one point. And then once you lose that stack, then it's GG for you. Anyway, security, play this card without cost. Anyways, now to 27th of October, we got a Angemon and Phantomon with TK Takaishi in blue. So with Angemon first, effect your turn, when you Digivolve this into this Digimon, if your security is 3 or less, you get a recover 1. So pretty nice, because, you know, we don't really get like recovery from Digivolving usually. Most of the ones that we currently play, you have to hard play them to get the recovery, so that's really nice. Inherited, when attacking, if security is 3 or more, return one of your opponent's level 3 Digimon to their hand. Really nice watercolor artwork right here with Angemon and Phantomon, and you can see the same right here, Phantomon and Angemon. Yeah, really cool, I like it. And then we have Phantomon, just inheritable effect, can be Digivolved into blue and from yellow. You can Jogress Digivolve this Digimon and your other Digimon into your hand by paying its Jogress cost. Now, I'm very confused with this one. I'm not too sure what it entirely means. End of your turn, like, so Jogress into, so, you know, you have a level 4 on top of it, so that means you can, with the inheritable, you can then Jogress into a 5. I think that's what it means. That's what I assume. Honestly, I'm not sure. The Jogress ruling is still a little bit confusing to me, so I apologize that in advance. Okay. If your memory is set to 2 or less for Takashi, it becomes 3. Opponent's turn. When your opponent's Digimon attacks your blue Digimon, you can rest his tamer to draw 1 card. Security, play this Digimon. Okay, yeah. So maybe we're gonna get more Digivolution evolution. Maybe we're gonna get like a Shakomon eventually, and then Shakomon something else. I'm not sure, because you know, it'd be nice to see more supporting lineup for this, right? And I'm pretty sure that it's gonna happen. All right, we got lots to go through, guys. I apologize, you know, but you know, hope you guys are enjoying this little chat right here. Treat it as like a podcast, anyways. So we got Fremon, which is a Digi Egg, inheritable. Your turn by 3 or more security. This Digimon gets 1000 DP. Simple. Now we got this really interesting one for level 4. We got a Kogomon, inheritable effect Retaliation, which basically helps support green. Like the artwork here, because you can actually see a little trivia of Renamon right here as well. And I think they were sort of like rivals in the show. Can't remember entirely, but yeah, still really cool. So it gives green retaliation. That's what it really does. October 25th, we got Hookmon, another simple inheritable, very similar to Kogomon right here, but you know, when attacking, discard 1 Digivolution source from the bottom of your opponent's Digimon. So it basically is allowing black to start discarding Digivolution sources. And then we have a catch Mamemon right here. So more Mamemon support like we saw earlier. When Digivolving, return up to 4 Digimon cards with Mamemon in your name from your trash to the top of deck in any order. Okay, so it combos very well with Bancho Mamemon. I can see them synergizing together now. If this effect returns 3 or more, one of your opponent's Digimon gets Digivolve -1. Okay, so Mamemon has a very different, interesting take now. It's very different to X-antibody, but it's black. And it's, you know, doing the whole recycling thing on top of the deck, or, you know, the whole Izzy stuff, similarly with Izzy stuff and rearranging top, which is also unique to black now. Really interesting. Now we have Sylphimon right here. Jogress, level 4 red and level 4 yellow at 0 cost. Okay. And then when Digivolving, one of your opponent's Digimon gets -5000 DP for the turn. Very nice. You can basically delete a lot of stuff. Then if it's Jogress Digivolve, delete one of your opponent's Digimon with 5000 DP or lower. Also get to do both. You get to delete like... Oh, that's even cooler, because you can -5000 DP on a 10k Digimon and then delete, and then if it basically becomes 5000, then delete it afterwards. Like it. Interesting. Option card Top Gun, 3 cost. It's only red this time, so it's not red and yellow. Main, delete one of your opponent's Digimon with 4000 DP or lower. If you have a Digimon with 2 or more colors, of those Digivolution cards contain 2 or more colors, delete one of your opponent's Digimon with 7000 DP or lower instead. Okay. Interesting. So I guess this counts. If you have Sylphimon, you play this and you get to delete a 7000 or less instead. And then security uses main effect, like we always do. Now we got more Digi Armor, Digi Egg, Digi Armor cards right here. We got Pulsemon, cost of 2 on Hawkmon, Armor Purge, we know what it does. When attacking, delete one of your opponent's level 3 Digimon. Simple. And then we have Shurimon, again, for the Hawkmon for cost of 2, Armor Purge. When Digivolving, one of your opponent's Digimon with blocker cannot attack or block until the end of your next turn. I like these two designs a lot. You know, they were very interesting when they put on the armor stuff. I also like the trivial stuff. You can see Kogomon behind again, and yeah, really cool, really cool. I like it. Just looks, yeah, he just looks great. One of my favorite Digimon when it comes to design. Very, very interesting how they did, you know, like leaves as armor and then like the ninja theme. Anyways. So now we're back at Mamemon, which basically was where we left off from last week's video, or a couple 2 weeks ago. So I hope you guys enjoyed the news. Once again, I apologize, you know, there's a lot of rambling. This is a longer video, so treat it as more of just a discussion, just like a live reaction of going through all these cards. There's a lot of cards to go through. Yeah, just really cool stuff, and just, yeah, super excited for BT8. Well, it's coming for Japan really soon. Hopefully we get ours soon as well for English, and excited to definitely play these cards and try these out because they look really cool. I'm personally most excited for BlackWargreymon, 100%, and I can't wait to play it. You know, not sure how competitive it will be, but I really always hope that BlackWargreymon could have been a competitive, viable option, and that'd be really cool. And yeah, if you guys enjoyed it, definitely give this video a like. What do you guys think? Comment on the comment section down below what your favorite card is coming up in BT8, what you're most excited and looking forward to. And yeah, always don't forget to subscribe for more Digimon videos and content on the channel. We definitely cover a lot of Digimon content here, so be sure to subscribe and click that notification bell to stay tuned. And I really appreciate the support. As always, thank you guys so much for watching. You guys have a great day, great night, wherever you are. See you in the next video. And this is AVAULT signing